Check out the neighbor's sign. No trespassing. Violars will be shot. Survivors will be shot again. Real nice. Okay guys, we're tying up some rebar here. Just using some zip ties. Big Biscuit's on his knees. Big Tuna on his knees. What's that fancy knife for?
Pretty good.
That's a pretty fancy masonry knife you got there, bud. What are you going hunting later? Terry's framing, my man over there, getting stuff done. 101. Big Papa getting stuff done. 101. We got concrete coming. We're getting everything ready. We got our stamps laid out. This is a stone mat. Looks like a big piece of stone. It's pretty cool. They're really easy. There's no lines to line up or nothing on them. I like these mats. Gives you a nice rock face texture. This is our front porch. You've probably seen it in the last video. If you didn't, go back and watch it. So we're gonna throw some little pieces of block under this rebar. Then we're gonna have wire mesh in there too. So reason we did everything like we did for this porch is these porches are load bearing, guys. So you can see them chimney blocks under there. That's because this is a load bearing porch. We're not just pouring a pad on top of the ground. We actually went down with a stone footing. Showed you that, how to do that in the video. So that's how we did that. It's got a lot of stone under it. It's going to support this whole roof system here. This is there's the mad neighbor over there. There he is. He's mad at me. So anyways, we're gonna have a shed dormer roof coming off of here for the front and back porch. So that's why we're doing it. Terry's doing good framing. Trying to help him in between building these porches. He's got all the windows framed out, headers, everything built. And we're kind of running out of lumber. We gotta go see the local Amish sawmill down the road here. Get some more lumber. It's all hemlock and pine. There's some pine in here too, but it's coming out pretty good. Stay tuned for the stamp. Somebody left their boots in the back of their truck, so we got the boot dryer going here. That's the Big Biscuit boot dryer. Big Biscuit boot dryer. Yeah, don't do that. Right, Frank? Comes the mud. He's up there checking the slump right now, guys. It's only went like a 5.5. It's about 60 degrees and sunny. It's noon right now. We gotta pour 2 pieces here. We got Frank, Big Biscuit, and me on this bad boy. Here we go. Hey guys, Bondo here. So today we're pouring a 4,000 pound mixed concrete. It has some powder color in it. I actually put a brown color in this. This concrete is air entrained, guys. What that means is there's a chemical inside the concrete that adds bubbles to the concrete, so that actually gives the water a place to go, so you won't get freezing pops when the concrete freezes. It won't pop the surface off. It actually creates these micro bubbles in it. So what we did, guys, we poured the concrete down at about a 5 slump, and we poured probably 3 inches of concrete in there. We had rebar in there, and after we poured the 3 inches on top of the rebar, we had little bricks under the rebar to hold it up. Then we set the wire mesh down in on top of the rebar, so that we wanted this porch to be really strong. It's going to support a lot of load with the roof and stuff. So that's how we did it. And like I said, it's 4,000 pound concrete. It's actually got fibers in it too, little fiberglass fibers in the concrete too. So it's got three forms of reinforcement. It's got the 1/2 inch rebar mat at 2 foot grid. It's got wire mesh and it's got fiber in it, and it's 4,000 pound. Like I said, air and train concrete, and it's got color in it. So we just poured it out, guys. Normal. We hand pulled it off with a aluminum stick, and right, I had a little mark there with a rebar stake right where I'm just made a trowel right there, and that was our grade. So we're gonna grab this come along here and or this screed here and pull it off to grade, and then me and Frank are just pulling it off. Big Biscuit Jason, he's puddling for us. Just the three of us here. It was pretty hot that day, but it went pretty good. We pulled it right off, and then Jason puddled it out, and right here we just kind of pushed the concrete over. We had a little extra in there. Pulled it off. I scooped it out of there, and then we just ripped it right off. Then I'll go back up and hand mag the edge here, guys. After we get this side right there, I'll go up and just hand mag that edge again. Get it closed up, and then Big Biscuit's behind me with the bowl float. He's just going to close it off. And Frank's up there, he's starting to pour out again. I'll jump up there with him. And that's pretty much how we did this section, guys. And then after this is done, we'll jump up into the front there and get that done. This is a new concrete company for us. We've used them a few times. Their concrete's pretty nice. This concrete had a lot of fat in it. It's stamped out pretty nice. You'll see here if you stay tuned. I'm gonna show you how we Stampcreted this concrete, guys. We actually put a stone pattern into it, and we put a powder on top that adds a secondary color in it. We actually added two different colors. Powder that we threw on top of it as we stamped it. But here we are, just finishing off the pull, coming down the line. You always want to leave yourself a hole. Try not to put too much concrete in there. And then right at the end here, we had the truck go in. We just cleaned his chute out quick, got the little bit that we needed, and we just pulled it the rest of the way off. That's the way we try to do it. I try not to get too much in there. Then you gotta put it in a wheelbarrow or shovel it out if you don't want to waste it. You don't want to be short. And that's it right there. Big Biscuit's going to run in. I'm floating out the edge quick. He'll finish bowl floating it, and then we'll go out in the front and work on the front pad. That's how we pour it out. Also, guys, this concrete's got about a 2-inch pitch in it, so from the front to back. We don't want any water laying on it, so it's about 6 inches thick in the back, and it kind of tapers down about 4 to 4.5 inches. So it's got at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches of pitch in it. Guys, do me a favor. If you like this video, go down and hit the like button for me. That'll help out my channel out. And leave me a comment what you think of the concrete. If you would have done it this pattern, or maybe you like a different pattern that you guys use. I like this slate pattern. It's nice to work with. You don't have to line anything up. I've done other patterns, obviously, but I own this set of stamps, so I kind of like it. I think it's pretty user-friendly. If you've never Stampcreted, I suggest you use a seamless pattern like that, guys. It's a lot easier to work with, and you'll have a lot better luck. And another thing, if you're new to Stampcrete, do it as early in the morning as you can, or in the evening even. Let that sun go down, guys. We did it here, and it was pretty hot out, and the sun was right above us. So you gotta hustle a lot faster. And if you never really stamped before, or you're kind of maybe you've done it a lot of times, but you can't get a good crew together, it's the same thing. If you got an inexperienced crew, try to do it when it's shady, and you'll get a better product, and you'll just have a little more time to work with it. That's just a good little bit of advice for you. Sometimes you can't. I mean, we had to do this when we could get concrete, but if I wanted to wait a day, I could have done it the next day, probably earlier in the morning. Here we're setting grade, guys. That's just a wet pad setting grade. Then we'll pull off of that. Because I actually have a little crown in the middle of this pad too. It pitches kind of both ways. So that's what we did here. Instead of pulling it right off, I did it in 2 pulls so I could get that little crown in the middle. And there it is. We're just going to rip it off. Me and Frank, Big Biscuit, puddling. Big tuna jumped in there. Terry's tapping the edges, guys. He jumped in and I had him just tapping the edges, which will help the hunt so you don't get as much honeycombing on the edge. You just go along and tap the edge. You can also use a concrete vibrator. Here I'm just magging off the edge. We got it all pulled out. I'm just going to close up the edge, and then Jason will come in with the bow float and bow float it. Knock all the ridges off. Bring up some cream. Get that paste up at the top. And then here in a minute, Jason's going to funny float it. It's a trowel that we call funny float. It's a magnesium trowel, and it's like a hand mag, but it's got a pole on it. You can adjust it, and it's a pretty nice tool. We got that last year. It'll save you from having to go out there on knee boards, really. You can reach it with a funny float. You really won't have to knee board it if you're stamping it. You can stamp out any lines that are in it, any small lines that the funny float will leave. That's pretty much it there, guys, for the pour. Stay tuned, because like I said, we're going to stamp this thing. If you guys aren't a subscriber, go down there and hit the subscribe button for me. Check out my channel, too. I mean, I got probably close to 200 videos on there. A lot of concrete stuff, guys. A lot of building. Do all kinds of stuff like this. And we're going to be building this whole camp, so follow along. Getting quite a few people that like this camp.
With the funny float.
How's it look? Oh yeah, she's closing up nice.
This closes up better than the bow float.
We got that funny float, guys. That thing is sweet. That's gonna save me from getting out there with the knee boards. Were you able to close right up against that edge good, Jay? Oh yeah, that looks nice. You got a little shade back here. That front, we might be stamping that front before the back.
Oh, this is soft, but this is surface hardening pretty good.
Right, we might have to stamp this outer part and then go hit the front or something. That's, you got a honeycomb right there. See, I would have went the opposite way. Started in the sun and worked your way backwards. Still soft enough though. The round mound of laying the creek down right there. Right, Big Tuna?
Oh, yeah. Waiting for
This boy can lay some creek down.
Right now we'd be fucking cracking it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right, Ronnie?
That's pretty much
We're
it.
waiting for the Stampcrete driver. Sipping on cold one.
We ain't gonna be waiting today. Right?
That doesn't mean when I
This sun's gonna be beating her down pretty quick. I'm gonna see if I can get a border in this thing.
Look at this guy. Hit the whole thing the other direction too.
It looks pretty good, dude.
Hit the front now.
Yeah, go hit the front. Sun's beating on that front.
You actually look like you know what you're doing, Adam.
Yeah, I seen it on YouTube, man.
Saw it on YouTube. What's that, Bondo Build or something like that?
Yeah, last Bondo Build on YouTube. Seen it on YouTube.
We watched a little ESPN.
Yeah.
You can explain to them what you're doing, Ron?
Yeah, I'm putting a little groove in here on a border. Make a border here is what I'm doing. So I've got this little border edger. Got a little line in it, and we're gonna put a seam in there. That's gonna give it a nice border. It looks pretty sweet.
You sure that's gonna work?
I think so. I'm thinking so, my man. I don't gotta get it in there while it's soft. That's the hardest part. Gotta get her in there while she's soft. And the sun's just a beating, not our friend today. Do the front crank. Funny floating it. What I'm going to do is nag this out. Turn that camera out. So now I'm going to hit this with the mag, guys. I don't want to seal it with that steel trowel, but I wanted to leave that edge in there. I'm just going to tag up with my mag real quick. Get any fat in that groove, it don't matter, because we just wanted to set the stones in there. Some stones got to be set so that you can get that groove in there. If you don't push the stones down, you won't be able to have the groove later. This is just gonna get it nice and smooth, get rid of all these little ripples and stuff. Like that. That there, put it in this corner. Let's go like that too. That's a border. That's just a border. When we're done, it'll be all borders. It'll look cool.
You gonna smooth that one out, Ron?
Okay.
So it matches down there?
I'm gonna leave them both crossed.
Oh, both crossed. I knew that. I knew that.
Yeah, you knew that.
Right there, I knew that.
Yeah.
Subway?
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
What do you want?
I'll take one of those, what is it, spicy subs? What is it called?
Yeah, like we had the other day?
Yeah.
You want a whole one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that sweet onion sauce and some mayonnaise on it.
Yeah,
No tomato.
Wait a minute, I gotta write it down or I'm gonna fuck this up.
Big Papa. How you doing up there, Big Biscuit?
I remember I went to McDonald's one day. I said, everybody's getting quarter pounders of cheese.
What's that?
That's the easy way to do it.
Oh yeah? Okay. Can't be as perfect as Big Biscuit. Someday, if I keep drinking milk.
You see Big Cool over here, found it.
Oh yeah? What do you have, a wire popping?
No, the center line, we marked it wrong.
Hey, you're only like 9 inches off center.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought we double checked it too.
You did.
Well, I wasn't on the smart end of the tape, so can't blame me.
What'd you say?
Spicy Italian, sweet onion sauce, and mayonnaise, and everything but, you know, just put what you like. But I don't like tomatoes. I don't think you do either. Right? Spicy Italian. Like my subs, I like my women. Right?
Oh boy.
Spicy Italian.
I tell the waitress, I want my coffee like my ex-wife, black and bitter. I said, well, she wasn't that bitter.
Right.
Now what are you gonna do? Oh wow, look at this. Check this guy out. This guy looks like he knows what he's doing. Sometimes. I do know he knows how to drink beer.
Oh yeah? Hey, you don't say. I don't know if this is the ticket for that, but seems like it'll work.
That'll work.
What kind of sauce is that? Sweet and what?
Sweet onion. I think this is soft. We can better get up front and hit that, huh? Let's go nudge that.
Now he's working on the front. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Yeah, a little bit there, yeah.
So this is a steel trowel, and this is air entrained concrete, so it kind of seals up the bubbles. So I'm gonna mag float back over it. That's why I did that. All we're really trying to do right here is create this groove with this thing and get the stones poked down. That's really what we're doing here. And then we'll mag over it. Like I said, if we get a little fat inside that groove, it ain't gonna hurt nothing, because we can still plow it out of there with a tool later, you know. And you got to get them stones set while the concrete's really soft. Otherwise, you can't put this groove in there. You got to really hustle on it. I don't get it in there. I've waited on some. We've waited too long. We couldn't get it in there. Couldn't get the edge border. See how soft it is. It's setting right in there nice right now. So, but that sun's beating right on it. So you hit it with a regular border, Frank, a brass border. Now I'm hitting it with this. Your brass border set the stones on the edges.
Sets the stone.
On the edges here. And just straighten that line.
Looks like you're a pro at this or something.
Well, he's watched a few YouTube videos at
okay.
Bondo Build
Bondo
Construction, yeah.
Okay.
He picked it up on there.
Yeah. Slump too. Yeah. I actually learn a lot off
I watch him once in a while, yeah.
What I gotta do is get somebody trained so I don't have to do all this shit. You know? Watch that for me.
Yep.
Get somebody trained. What do I do with my mag?
I put two.
Oh, here's one. Mag, Franco.
What do you think, Jay?
Probably gonna be stamping.
Take off fast.
Yeah, we're gonna want to be stamping both in the same time. Keep an eye on that back one, Jay. border roller thing. Bring it up front here.
Pizza cutter?
Yeah, pizza cutter. Bring that up here.
Leave it to Jay to think of food.
Relate it to food.
Exactly. He just moves it right in there and anything to do with food.
Back biscuit does.
That's right. Ron called it the edge roller and he calls it the pizza
right
cutter.
down through there, Jay.
That's what he used to call it, so.
Let's see how good you are there. Let.
Now Biscuit over here, he's got the pizza cutter. Rolling it out.
I'm trying to see where I was. Jay.
It's hard to keep it straight where you magged over that. But I think it looks pretty damn good.
Stamping the front first, huh? Okay. The sun's beating on. So Frank's going down here with one color. We got a little reddish color, reddish brown color. He's gonna sprinkle that along that edge, and then we're gonna use a little gray. We're gonna try to get a two-tone effect here with the concrete. So we're gonna stamp our edge first. We're gonna do like that, like I said, a little red and a little brown. And we'll hit it.
Red and a little charcoal.
Yeah, charcoal, I should say.
Another brush in the truck.
We only got our scrub brush, but it won't work right for that. We'll put it on too thick.
Yep, yep. Nice and light, yep. And then we'll have room for the gray. This color that we're sprinkling on will show up in the top of the concrete, guys, when we wash it. So I'll have Jay go right back down through and hit it with the gray. Bailey, we don't have another brush in the truck?
We got that scrub brush.
Yeah, get that scrub brush.
I think it's too coarse. It's going to throw big chunks of it.
Oh, we'll try it. Be nice to not have to switch brushes because we can, when we get moving here, you know. So Jay's gonna got charcoal now. Yeah, give that to Frank. See if that'll work for you, Frank.
That looks good.
You ain't seen nothing yet, bud.
Yeah.
Wait till it's washed and sealed.
Yeah.
Then we'll see how it really looks.
You're gonna think you died and went to concrete heaven.
Yeah?
Yep. Big tuna. Went to concrete heaven.
I can't wait to see this sun.
Here, you hold that.
Yep.
I'm gonna start stamping. Yep. Go ahead, and I'm gonna hit the edges.
Frank, you might be better off coming right from here. Because the wind's kind of blowing it.
Oh, it's blowing that way.
Oh,
We'll have to keep it out of
I'm trying to keep it out of my face.
It looked like it was going up towards the deck a little.
Stamper on?
No, it's Guys, I like to go along here and stamp my edges first, like this, with this little stamp, because you can actually reach it without standing in it. So this will get your edges nice. You can reach it. You know, you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to jump out there and walk on it. So that's why we do this. We just get the whole edge, and then I'll come in here where I can reach off the deck here and hit the rest of it. And then we'll switch to the bigger stamps after we do the edges. Once you gotta wait till the concrete gets hard enough right here to use the bigger stamps. And right now the concrete's soft enough where I can just stamp on it. I got these big shoes. I call them my duck shoes, but they're actually stamping shoes. They just give me a bigger surface, and they're flat on the bottom. So right in here, you're gonna see we switch over to a hand tamper here because the concrete's starting to get a little harder. So see that hand tamper, guys? That'll give you a little more pressure. So I actually had Frank jump out here and help me stamp it. We had to keep moving pretty fast here. So it started to harden up, but as we got closer to the building there, it was softer because of the shade line. So right here I'm just walking it again.
Square dance on it tonight?
You could square dance on this tonight, have a party. Definitely. Square dance on it right now.
Got the weird beard hat on, square dancing. Ooh. Hit that dirty two-step like a pro.
I've been doing it for years.
Oh, geez. But he slid the stamp.
Cardinal sin.
Can't do that.
Rookie.
Jeez.
That's what I got called. Rookie.
Roll her right off. And she is done.
Okay guys, so we stripped the edge of the form and we rubbed it out with a sponge. Get some of the honeycombing off there. And now Jason's throwing that powder on there. We're gonna throw a little gray and a little red on there. And maybe try to tap it in with a stamp just to get a little color on that edge and make it look a little nicer. That's how we do it. If you got time. It's nice to get that form off. You can make it look a little nicer. See that right there, guys? Just got an old sponge here. You can get rid of stuff like that while it's still green. Make it look a little better. Get rid of that little bit of honeycomb. Okay guys, this is what we got done today. We got the front porch done. As you've seen, Terry put up this other wall. Terry and Bailey put that wall up. And I'll show you the back porch. I let the sun go down so I could get some better video footage for you. There's the back porch. That powder is gonna wash off there, guys. You won't see much of that. It'll just be into the surface. This will be a nice porch. It's got a nice view out here into the woods once it's cleaned up. So that's what we did today. Had a good day. A little hot, but we got her done. Things are looking pretty good over here. We'll see you on the next one, guys.